Hey guys, this is going to be the first attempt for me at doing a small food plot. This area that I hunt on our property is a 40-acre parcel. I hunted this area this last season, and there's a lot of activity that comes through from both over this way over, that way over here. They come in from over there across from a farm into our property and back over. So I wanted somewhere that had good sun and everything. I knocked down a bunch of these tiny trees that were in here to open this up. So there's a usable area of about roughly 25 feet wide by about 50 feet long. I live an hour and a half away from here. So I wanted to do something that unfortunately is kind of the bare minimum, but also would be something that would be low maintenance and that hopefully would get started easily. So what I did is I went with crimson clover and chickory. I have about roughly 7 pounds of clover and 1 pound of chickory. I took it all out of the bag last night, put them in big pots, filled them up with water, and soaked them overnight so they could get hydrated. I don't think we're going to have any rain here in Florida up in this area for at minimum a week. There's no water anywhere close to here. So I wanted to see if I soaked them really well overnight and then brought them right up here, raked all of this out the best I could, spread it heavily and overseed it, the whole area, and then just kind of lightly rake it in. How well it will actually come in. You can't see it, but right over in that area, I had a trail camera, which I'm going to move over here so that we can keep track of how this is growing. I had put a 50-pound bag of cleaned oats down just to see how everything came in and ate it. And from them trampling it into the ground and stuff over there, it has grown to be about 3 inches tall in about a 4 foot by 6 foot area. And they come in and eat on it every once in a while. They're not hitting it hard by any means, but it's growing in really nice. And if you know Florida, this is all very sandy soil. I'm hoping with the amount of leaf cover and everything that's in this area that it won't be straight sand, but either way, clover will grow just about anywhere. I took it at my house, I took some out, I dumped it in an area that I had buried a carcass of a deer from this last season in. I covered it all over it and just left it there and watered it and didn't even rake it in, and it's growing like crazy. So this is going to be my attempt. There'll be another video once I get to come back up here with a detailed video on how it looks. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move my trail camera over here before I leave and set it up so that we can have a good view of this area and be able to watch its progress from home, because it's a cellular camera. So I'll be able to see its progress as everything, progresses. So I'm going to get to raking, and once I rake it, we'll come back to it, and then we'll spread seed and do all of that. So like I said, I'm out of breath because I spent about 15 minutes, 20 minutes just raking all this up. Once again, the purpose of this is I live a ways away. I don't have time because I work a lot to get up here all the time. I wanted to try to do something as easily with as little effort. It sounds bad, but a lot of people are in the same position. You can't spend a lot of time trying to figure this stuff out if you live a ways away from where you're hunting. So I want it to be easy. I wanted it to be quick, get in, get out, and just see what happens. It might not work, but I wanted to give myself the best opportunity to make it work. So like I said, this spot, there's no tree cover. Everything's cleared out. All these trees around are small for the most part. Sun, the way the sun goes up, this whole area gets full sun for most of the day. I have 2 of these gallon bags and a small quart bag full of all these seeds. Like I said, chicory, red clover, crimson clover. I'm gonna overseed the shit out of this. I'll lightly go over it with the rake just to kind of knock it in a little bit. And then I'm gonna leave it. All this shit was soaked. All these seeds were hydro-coated. You can see a lot of it in the bottom of the bags now. They're all blown up at least double the size they were. So they're hydrated really well. I bet within a couple of days they start sprouting. The clover, usually when we plant it, it starts growing very quickly. Some of the area is kind of sandy. Some of it's not so bad. A little better than I thought it was gonna be. So, like I said, I'm just gonna take this and literally just, I don't have a spreader. So, like I said, I don't want to spend a bunch of money doing this stuff. I can hunt this area and not have to spend a lot of money. We got a lot of deer. We hold quite a few deer. The total property is about 111 acres. There's about 8 to 10 deer that are here every single day, morning and evening. So they're holding on the property. I want to bring more in. The other thing is we've got some more pressure this year. We've got neighbors that are hunting a little more. I've got other family members that decided that all of a sudden they want to start hunting and using the property. They're using other areas of the property. But when people start trampling around the woods, start putting up feeders, start doing all that kind of stuff, it starts changing the pattern. Deer start moving around. They start coming to certain areas a little less, other areas a little more. So what I want to do is I just want to hold them. I just want to hold as many as I can in my area, in the area that I'm going to primarily be in, that I'm going to primarily hunt. I want them to stay here. I know where most of them bed. Most of them bed 75 to 100 yards straight north that way. Like I said, they've been traveling a little more because when my feeder does happen to run out and I can't get up here, they're going to someone else's. When I'm not up here doing something else, putting oats or, you know, wet stock, you know, different, I put a bunch of different stuff out here to let them eat, you know, throughout the entire year. So they will turn around and they consistently come to my areas because I'm consistently putting different food sources out for them and stuff. And you can check out some of the shorts I have on the channel and see kind of some of the different foods that I do put out for them. And you know, it's fun to watch them year round. Like, you know, when you hunt, it's not just, you know, come in, throw corn down and kill a deer and leave. Like, you know, it's year round. People don't realize that someone like me, I've got 2 feeders out here. I'm keeping them full all year long. I'm throwing other stuff on the ground, giving them sources of food, trying to keep them healthy. Because if you're out here and you're in the woods and you hunt, you know that the herd matters. And we've got a good set of does that put out tons of babies. We got 2 does that do give twins every year. Those does are off limits because they're going to give us, you know, they're going to keep the herd strong. They're going to keep it, you know, a lot of deer around. So You know, doing things like this matters for, you know, the deer, not just us, not just what we're doing, but it matters for them too, because it gives them something else with some nutritional content to be able to eat. So, like I said, I am literally trying to do this the cheapest, easiest, fastest way possible. Just to see if it works. Like, if it works for me, maybe it'll work for y'all. Maybe you can, you know, you got your area and you're like, God, I wish there was something else I could do to bring in deer, hold deer, you know, see more deer. Just feed the deer. You don't even have to hunt them. Just feed them. Just enjoy watching them. You know, and if this works, like I think it will work, then that's awesome. So I've spread out. I'm going to put a little bit of this over in the other area, but I am going to put a little bit here. I've spread out 2 full gallon bags plus almost a quart bag full of seeds. There's roughly 8 pounds of seeds here that have been distributed now. Like I said, I'm going to rake some of this in and see what happens. So where I'm at, oh shoot, these seeds, when you soak these seeds, they stink. From where I'm at right here, I'm going to put up a new tree stand. I got a platform stand. It's going to be about 50 yards that way in a pocket with a bunch of trees around it. But it's got a very clear shooting lane over to here that will cover, you know, about 3/4 of what I have here. There'll only be a little bit that'll be out of range right over there by the camera. But that's where my stand will be, is up over that way. Now I'm going to move my camera over here. I'm going to rake this in a little bit, move my camera over here. And then what I'll do is I'll be posting shorts. Probably, it depends on how fast it grows. If it's like growing like crazy, then I'll be posting them more frequently. If I don't really see the difference over a few days, it might be once a week. I'll post an update short with how it's coming in. And then once it's actually fully growing in and everything is getting thick, then I'll post another video when I get back up here again. I'll post a video talking about it and showing it a little more up close and everything, so everybody can see how it actually worked. If you would, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. It helps a lot. I'm a small channel. I've been doing primarily shorts, but this is something I've wanted to do for a while, and I'm hoping that maybe it interested some of you, and maybe that some of you might try the same thing, especially after seeing how this turns out over the next, you know, few weeks. So again, please like and subscribe, share the video if you can, and come back and check out some of the other videos. Thank you.